There was something else that happened in the House today that I thought was pretty interesting and somewhat disturbing. The Supreme Court struck down part of the Voting Rights Act, which laid out the formula for which states, localities, and districts had to go to the Justice Department for what's called preclearance when they were making changes, right? The Supreme Court said that that formula was bad and that if Congress wanted one, they have to come up with one. Congress came up with one and passed it today. Every Republican voted against that except for one.
Who was the one, the guy who's retiring?
No, Brian Fitzpatrick in Pennsylvania, who I think actually is up for re-election. Yeah, that's hopeful, you say. We got one! But I mean, it used to be a totally bipartisan bill. Back
I know that.
Reauthorization under George W. Bush was totally bipartisan.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say to you right now about the nature of the politics of the country that there was one vote for restoring that part of the voting
It's very
rights?
sad that there's only one vote to try and protect voting rights, which is a really sacred right as far as I'm concerned. And then it all started, of course, with the Shelby County decision that took away a major part of the Voting Rights Act. And then you have Attorney General Barr, who is not particularly interested in going after voter fraud and all of that voter suppression. He's not interested in all of that. And so you can see the kind of divisiveness that's occurred. And I really loved your piece coming in, you know, about the divided country. But some of us actually listen to facts. We pay attention to facts. And there's a whole group of people in our country, sadly, who watch Fox News, and we're not going to be able to change their mind, apparently.
Right, but do you have colleagues? I mean, it used to be the case that you had colleagues who listened to facts. It used to be the case that, again, I'm not making this up. There was bipartisan reauthorization of the Voting Rights Act that wasn't even that partisan. It was right. Jim Sensenbrenner, who's a very conservative senator from Wisconsin, was the kind of chief architect of it. Like, does that still exist? Are there issues that you talk to your colleagues across the aisle and say, let's work together on this, you know, here's what the facts say? There
are a couple of issues on which we can actually have bipartisan support. One is the National Defense Authorization Act, which I think we'll be able to do on a bipartisan basis. But anytime Trump gets his fingers into a situation like all the appropriation bills and he wants his money for the wall, it all gets like this. Anytime he puts his finger anywhere, it all goes haywire. It's chaos.
Right. That's interesting.
I've come to that conclusion.
Yeah, right.
As long as he stays out of it,
then there is a possibility. That's very interesting. Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.